But as an educator, I know one thing No Child Left Behind shows is smaller learning communities are what work. And when you as a teacher or an educator can walk in that classroom and look at that kid and say, what's the matter? What's going on? That's what we want to keep a hold of. Access to opportunity. If we do go to use, which I taught at Derby, an amazing school too. But let's think of all the children who will be cut out, all the sports, the bands, robotics, we're helping them with all the wonderful things we do here, because there's only room for that so few minutes. So access to opportunity is the most important thing for a school. And all those people get that opportunity to come through here and have those moments that you can't put a price on. Okay? And that's what's so important to me, to hold on to this for all these students that are here. And if you want them to go home at 2 o'clock in an empty house, when all the latest studies, and we know that on our Tiverton Prevention Coalition, between 2 and 6, no one's home, and not too many good things happen. If you want to be safe and supervised and becoming, the amazing story that I can't help but tell you is, every year we play football against Central Falls. We used to play against Warren, then we played Central Falls. I had 3 sons that played for all those years. The most amazing kids showed up, the most amazing parents, well enthusiastic, athletic, and there was one boy on that team that was amazing. He ended up turning into Central Falls uniform. My kids can't wear the Tiger uniforms at Southern, and they played together at Southern. They played on the same team. And that's a dream. That's a dream for kids in college football. And that's what they got from coming through here. My other kids played sports in college too, because they were here. And the coaches nurtured them, and it wasn't just about, it's the extension of the classroom. That's what we call it. Because it's all those soft skills that when I go to businesses and say, what do you want our kids to have? And it's, of course, the testing is important. We have to get the test scores up. It's our responsibility to prepare the kids. But all those soft skills, like time management and all those other things. My daughter dances for the NBA for the Denver Nuggets. She never misses a practice because that's how she was trained here. You show up, you're prepared, you're on time, and you get things done. And that's the way it is. They can't believe when the kids leave here. And those are the things they call me and talk about. The grades were great, that was good, but those other factors that you can't test or measure, and that's what we get from a place like Tiverton High School. So I want to hang on to that as long as we possibly can. I wouldn't even like to even talk about it. Thank you.
Mrs. Black, you might be hanging on to the building which closes at 2 o'clock. And there's no additional programs, there's nothing happening. So this piece which you are talking about, this is one piece which is on the chopping block year after year after year, because these are things which are beyond BEP, which potentially can be cut. And if the town goes Kurula, if we go Kurula, if someone, well, this is a bad word, but if we mention this, these things might be actually cut by a judge.
Could I just recommend or refocus us? While we did talk about it, it's related to the budget. Right beyond what I've reported, which I have not had one meeting to discuss the matter, I think it's speculative right now to go beyond what we discussed, because
Sure.
you know we let people know why. And it's important to note that there wasn't a unanimous decision by the committee, but the majority did decide for me directly to look into it. But for right now, and I think a lot of people are jumping the gun. There's a lot, even if everyone said that's the greatest idea since white bread, there's a whole lot of things that will have to go right for it to work. It's not to say it can't, but I just think it's premature to have any, really in-depth discussion on the matter, because it's really just in an idea stage and nothing concrete is
Right. I'd like to comment. I can't discuss why everybody voted for this research to be done, but it would be irresponsible to have a conversation without having all the proper research, and that was what the vote was. It was simply to have Mr. Lyric go to the other districts and see, is there capacity available, and simply what would the tuition be. That's what we voted for. And so we cannot have those conversations regarding the future of the building and longevity planning and all of these things that I've been harping on about having some reserve accounts for the different things that need to be fixed and looking at what can we do with the building currently, or is it outlasting its current capabilities? And just so everybody understands, that's what we voted on, not to close the high school. And I did have some concerned parents call me, and I just wanted everyone to know that that was not what we voted on. And I appreciate everybody coming tonight. It's wonderful to see all these faces out here. And I'm a little saddened that it took something of this nature to be in the papers for everybody to be here tonight. But
Thank you, Mrs. Coulter, for clarifying this. Anyone else wants to say something? I guess Blush, and you'll be second.
Deb Polish, I just want to let you know that I'm not here representing myself this evening. I'm here at the request of the Tiverton Democratic Town Committee. I may personally, as a parent and resident, have other statements, but for now, I am representing the town committee. We last night passed a resolution for both the school committee unanimously, for both the school committee and the NEA. Those letters and resolutions will be going out in the upcoming week. However, I was asked to provide a very brief statement this evening to the committee regarding the budget. The Tiverton Democratic Town Committee, many of whom are current and former elected town officials, fully understand how difficult it is for our school committee to balance competing interests, especially in the current economic climate. However, we believe that recent decisions on the part of the school committee must be reconsidered so that Tiverton can emerge from the current budget crisis both stronger economically and with a stronger sense of community and civic responsibility. For these reasons, this body calls upon the Tiverton School Committee to immediately reconsider the following. Rescind the vote to investigate closing the Tiverton High School, sending Tiverton's high school age students to an as yet unidentified city or town. This vote, taken on at the February 9th meeting, was made without a thorough understanding of the impact this would have on the town or on our families, without regard to whether or not another school district would have the capacity to absorb Tiverton's high school students, and as would be necessary for any thorough research, without setting parameters as to what would or would not be considered acceptable test performance, program offerings, or other quality education metrics of the receiving school. Seemingly, the only prerequisite set was lowest bidder. Additionally, the chairman suggested that one reason for this was due to the fact that the high school is getting old and that the town could not afford the estimated $50 to $60 million bond. However, no studies have been conducted as to the physical plant needs of the current high school, nor has a long-term capital plan been developed. We would recommend that both be created. We would also ask that you set aside past and current differences and attend the upcoming mediation meeting with the Tiverton NEA with an eye toward quickly resolving the current contract dispute. All parties involved need to have the same focus, and for that reason, we will request that the Tiverton NEA follow the same approach. We remain confident that the majority of both groups are willing to do so. Thank you for your continued effort. Tiverton Democratic Town Committee, February 24th, 2010.
Thank you, Ms. Balash. Next person, please.